Okay, so I'm sure we don't want to be configuring manual IP addresses forever. So let's actually get set up and put a DHCP server. So I'm gonna put a server here. Let's rename it. I'm gonna call that VLAN 99. Let's put that on VLAN 99. Called DHCP, and then let's give it an IP address. I hope this is gonna be one of the last IP addresses we set. It's called 99.100. Okay, so here we go. Now we have a DHCP server. Let's connect that up here. Okay. Okie dokes. So now we have a DHCP server connected. Let's just add the text on how we're gonna get this working. Here we go. So phase number 4. Let's consider let us create a DHCP server. Okay, now let's check. How's this thing going? Oh, it's an access port. Let's make sure this is set to VLAN 99, which is where our device will reside. So now that's an access port going onto that VLAN. And then here, let's set that up and give it the, I hope, last correct IP address. Let's go to desktop, IP configuration, 192.168.99.100. That's our subnet mask, 8888888. And then our last default gateway will be the SVI, 99.1. That's the SVI on the multi-layer switch. Okay? So this .99.1 refers to the SVI on the multi-layer switch. Okay, so let's just check that interface is up and running. We'll just click show run and just check that all the interfaces are online. Show run, and let's just check that there is an interface for VLAN 99. There you go. So it's 192.168.99.1. And then what we're going to do now is we're going to actually go ahead and configure the DHCP server. So we're going to click services, DHCP, and then I'm going to turn that on. Okay, now let's actually start doing this per VLAN. Okay, so we're going to do 192. The default gateway will be 192.168.10.1. This is for VLAN 10. Let's just put 88888 while we don't have a DNS server. And then let's say .10. Let's make it start at maybe 200, and let's say there can be 50 available devices. So we can see that it'll start at this command, add, pool name already exists. Oh, okay. VLAN 10 pool. Alrighty. Add. That's our first one. And then let's add a second one. VLAN 20 pool. Just .20. And here again, same .20. And then add. So now we're happy. Our DHCP is set up. All good to go. Right? What's missing? So you can see here the default gateway is set up per VLAN. The start IP address is set up. It starts at 200, and there's going to be 50 users on each VLAN. Okay, so now how do we get a PC to be on that VLAN? Well, now we actually have to go to this on the multi-layer switch, and we have to configure each VLAN. So let's now go to int VLAN 10 conf t int VLAN 10, and now we're gonna type IP helper address, and then we're gonna specify the IP address of the VLAN 168.99.100. Okay, int VLAN 20 and IP address same IP address. IP helper address 192.168.99.100. Okay. So now the multi-layer switch, or the layer 3 switch, knows that there is going to be a DHCP that can take charge of everything. So let's actually get that up. And let's just say, okay, VLAN 10, this will be on VLAN 10, DHCP PC 1. So this will be a PC on VLAN 10, and it will be the IP address will be configured via DHCP. Okay, so that's on FA04. Let's check out FA04, make sure it's part of the correct VLAN. So let's say, okay, please be on VLAN 10. So now we have FA04 is on VLAN 10 as well. This is going to be our first PC. And let's see if it can get an IP address. So all we're going to do is click config, and we're going to say DHCP. Okay, and then we're going to go a little bit and see. Now that a little bit has gone by, we now see it has a IP address. It should start at the .200 range, and we can see, hey, it did start at the .200 range. So that's for VLAN 10, it's working. Let's try another one. Let's get this PC to work on VLAN 20. Okay, VLAN 20, DHCP PC2. Okay, VLAN 20, DHCP PC2. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's connect that. It's going to be connected via fast Ethernet 03. So I'm going to check that fast Ethernet 03 is on the VLAN 20. Okay, now let's do something a bit different. Let's see what happens if I enter simulation mode, and let's add a filter. Let's try to see where the DHCP request pops out. Okay, ready? So now I have all three filters: ARP, DHCP, and ICMP. So that's the ARP, that's for finding an IP address. DHCP is for getting one assigned, and the ICMP is your ping. Okay, config fast Ethernet 0. Let's go. DHCP. Now, let's see. Oh, it vanished. It vanished. Oh man, it was there. It was this yellow packet. Okay, that yellow packet. Let's hope it doesn't vanish. All right, so that's our DHCP. Can you see now it's going across? Let's see. So that yellow is DHCP. Where is it gonna go and send that to? It's gonna send that to. Okay, it's gonna look for an IP address DHCP. Now, still trying to find one. Let's keep sending a broadcast. And now it finally found, this DHCP will finally find the server and send it back. Okay, and then that DHCP address now gets broadcast just to the VLAN 20s. It didn't find these two PCs, but it found that last PC. And it's gonna go back and say, hey, I was able to get that address. Thank you very much. And now, finally, okay. So now we're happy. We have that DHCP request. Done. And let's just check. I'll pause this while it's not responding. Resume, I'll click clear event list. But we could see here that now the DHCP is assigned, and fast Ethernet has assigned it to the .20.200. So at least in this network, now VLAN 20 gets assigned an IP address and VLAN 10 gets assigned an IP address. And we have the server PC on a completely different VLAN, which is VLAN 99, or the management VLAN. Okie doke. So we're here now, we're on phase 4. Phase 5, we're going to configure wireless LAN.